Here's the deal. So I've been picking trash my entire life, and over the past 10 years I've sold thousands of items on the Facebook Marketplace website, on the app, and made extra money for myself and now my family pretty much every week. I just sold a surfboard earlier today. Sometimes it's hard to determine what to take and what to leave when you're out picking, and I'm going to share with you all the #1 tool I use today every time I go out picking to make it easier for me to determine if I should take something or if I should leave something. All right, we got a CRT TV. I think the remote is with it. They did not cut the cord on this TV. And I decided to bring my Jackery box because I know that it's bulk pickup here today. And it does have the cord. This is actually looking pretty decent. It's got the manual, everything. So the only thing is, does the TV work? Here we go. So we're plugged in, and there it is. I figured it would work. This TV looks like it's in great condition. Welcome to the video, everyone. Here I'm going to share some tips and tricks and ways that work for me to make extra money in this side hustle, in this business. So enjoy, watch till the end, and I'll give an overview of everything at the very end. And this is how I use my Jackery HomePower 3000 to make money. Cheers, everybody. What is up? Welcome back to another video. Here, let me take these off so I can see everybody. What is going on? I don't understand the weather. It's either storming, thunderstorms, and pouring rain, or it's 90 degrees and scorching heat. This summer's been really crazy. But I'm drinking hot coffee and it's 100 degrees out. I want to show you all something cool today. We've been working with a company called Jackery. They make power supplies, the best in the game, really. Some of my favorite power supplies, I use them every day. You've all seen them on this channel before if you've been watching for a while. If not, welcome to the channel. And I have something very special to show you all. We were blessed with 2 power boxes, and we're going to show you guys how they work in everyday life and how they can be utilized to make everything that much better. These things are amazing. I'm about to open these up, give you guys just a little introduction to these 2 models because we haven't seen them on this channel before. We have seen the Explorer 1000 right here. I just reviewed that not that long ago. One of the best power boxes in the game. But I'm excited to crack these open and check them out. So let's get to it. All right, so I'm gonna open Big Bertha first. I haven't had one from Jackery this big. The one smaller than this is still an absolute behemoth when it comes to power and stuff. So I could only imagine this one. I will say that Jackery does a great job marketing their products, but they also have great products, so the product speaks for itself. This is what's cool about this. Oh. All right, didn't plan that, but we're in there. We got the manual, the charger. This thing's huge. This is the Jackery HomePower 3000, and this is meant to power pretty much all major appliances. Supposed to be a complete backup power for outages. Prime example of something that would be perfect for the van life. All right, we got a CRT TV. I think the remote is with it. I'm gonna have to come back for it. Hold on. Actually, let me just turn around. I'm just hoping and praying that they did not cut the cord on this TV. Whoever they is, could be anyone. But what's up, everybody? So I'm gonna go get our morning coffee, and I decided to bring my Jackery box because I know that it's bulk pickup here today. Figured if there's anything out, I'll grab the coffee. I'll bring Sammy's coffee back home, and then I'll do a little picking here this morning. But before I could even get my coffee, I actually came up on this TV, and it does have the cord. This is actually looking pretty decent. It's got the manual, everything. So the only thing is, does the TV work? That's where the Jackery comes into play. I'm gonna back up here and we're gonna test the TV right here on the spot just to make sure it works before we actually pick it up. Because if you pick up these TVs and they don't work, you're just sitting on a big pile of e-waste that you can't even really get rid of. Simple, easy test here. Turn the power on, turn the AC on, and then we'll plug it in. Here we go. So we're plugged in and power. And there it is. I figured it would work. This TV looks like it's in great condition. There's the line 1 video, and then it goes back to the numbered ones. But yeah, this thing works for sure. So I just saved myself a big headache. And although this TV is not really worth a lot of money, it still can be sold for $30, $40, maybe $50. It's a lot bigger than I would have liked. Like, the screen size is bigger than what people are really looking for, but it's still, regardless, this is like an antique nowadays. You don't see these on the curb every day. A little bit of broken, like a broken paver right there. It really is the best case scenario when you're picking to have a power supply or a power box with you, something that you can test electronics, because there's been plenty of times where I picked up stuff just thinking, oh yeah, it probably works great, and then got it back and it just didn't work. So it's also good to have when you're selling items and maybe you're meeting someone in a parking lot or at a storage unit or really anywhere, and you want to test the item. So I had a situation, I've had more than one situation, but a Facebook Marketplace situation where like the guy wanted to return the items if they didn't work, and I was just like, I'm not returning the items for $30. I can't do that. It got crazy. We got heated, and it could have been avoided if I had this, because I could have just plugged them in right there in front of him and said, look, is that good enough for you? And he could have said, okay, it looks like it works, no returns. But that wasn't the case, and having a power box is just the only way to go. Whoa, what do we got? Check out this pile of stuff. This is really cool. Where's the drawer though? I might need to pull out of the way more here. So this is like my general neighborhood around here. So really you're not gonna find like very, very expensive items, but you can still find cool stuff, especially on a bulk day. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check out this, probably take this little like vanity table, makeup table and chair, and then I'm gonna go around and go to the other side where the golf course is, and there might be better stuff over there, but we'll check this out first. The only thing I'm seeing is like the mold. I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh, that's not a big deal, you can just clean it, but I don't know. From first look, it looks great, but if you look closer, it's not even real wood. It's like that pushed together wood. This has been repaired. It has mold on it, and this is cool, but also for the most part, it's just junk. See though, I could test this with the power box if I was planning on taking it. I'm not planning on taking it. I'm just leaving this stuff. This stuff's not that great. I did get excited there for a second, but at the end of the day, not stuff I can really sell, and I have no use for it personally. So moving on. This isn't uncommon, but see this road right here? So this pretty much separates this neighborhood back here from the neighborhood I'm about to go into, which is a little more expensive to live on this side, depending on where you are. And what are we seeing? Ooh, already seeing some gold. Look at this stereo. All right, here we go. So we just crossed over into the rich part of town, and we're gonna do some trash picking. I got my Jackery HomePower 3000, and we're gonna be testing some electronics on the street today to see if we should pick them and if they're worth picking up. so we can flip them on Facebook Marketplace. Welcome to the video, everybody. Join me while we test out this power box and another one in this video. Stay tuned. We're going to be comparing this to the Jackery 300, which is much smaller. But first test, it's on. Let's see what we got here. Do we have a cord? It looks like we do have a cord, so that's a good sign. Okay. In all reality, we're not going to be able to fully test this because I don't have a CD. There could be a CD here. But here's what we do. When we're out here on the street and we're picking up stuff that we don't know if we want to take, we plug it in and then see it goes to CD. So that's already a good sign. So it is on. Let's see. Alright, so we don't have a tape, but I do have a tape here. What is this, the Eagles? Jimmy Buffett songs? Yeah. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Hopefully this tape doesn't get ruined from putting it in here, but we got to test it to make sure what we're buying is what we're buying. I don't know, it's not looking too good. I'm not gonna lie. Not looking good. Alright, let's throw it around like this, just in case. Okay, so as of right now, we're getting power to the CD player. The tape player, when I put it on tape player and I hit play, see if I go stop, I put one of my own cassettes in here, right? And we hit play, nothing happens. It's not moving, nothing's going on. So as of right now, I'm going to use my picking discretion here and I'm not going to take the system. If the tape player doesn't work, it's not going to be an easy thing to sell, and it's just going to be sitting around at my house. Probably the reason they threw it out, but that's why we have the power box here today. We don't want to pick up stuff that we can't flip. Even if it's for $5, we want to be able to at least sell it. So we're going to move on here to the next pile. Whoa, 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 what do we have here? We have, I almost just passed by it, a freaking Casio keyboard. Now this is a score and a half if it works, but good thing we can test it before we take it. All right. Here, a couple of couches. See, that's not something I would pick up personally, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it's actually a decent couch. Like, somebody could and would for sure use that couch. It didn't look bad at all. So there's a lot of stuff out here that I don't pick up, which is still a shame that it doesn't get reused. But I can't really store it, so not much I can do about it. Check this out. This is like a scrapper's dream right here. I'm surprised this is still here. Look at all this. All this wire. Wow. These are actually cool. I might take these actually. Going to take this container. There's some copper wire in here. These little snippets. That's actually copper. It says this. A little bit of copper. I mean, I do have a scrap load at my house that's been compiling. But I'm actually just going to leave the tile. It's not enough to really sell. But I'm going to take all this wiring. Because even at scrap value, this is like 20, 30 bucks probably. Maybe less than that, but it's gas for this morning for picking. All right, moving on to the next pile. This is truly such a classic wall-mounted oven. Like, for real, this thing's probably worth money. It's porcelain. But wow, this had to have come out in like the 60s. I could be wrong, but that is a pure freaking gem right there. A historic piece, if I ever saw one. Look at this door too. Like, what? This is like one of the coolest pieces I've seen out here. A corner shelf door. Definitely not something that would sell easily, so I'm not going to take it, but wow, that is really cool. And would you look at this? I'm about to pull back into my neighborhood right here to the other side, and what do I see? Somebody's having a yard sale. So let's check it out. I do have some cash on me. Might as well see what they got. Okay, so this road takes you directly to Ocean City, and it gets so busy right here on the weekends. It's Friday today. I'm not sure when this video is released, but there's so many millions of people that come down this road in one weekend that this is actually the perfect premier spot to have a yard sale. It really is. Let's see. There's honestly probably some just straight Ed Todd, straight gold in here. I just don't know. This is a cool one. Hey, how are you? How much are the shoes? Oh, they have the prices. Okay. How much are these?
I'll take 5.
All right. Would you do 5 for the Pumas too?
Which ones?
The ones I picked up? No. Okay, I'll do these.
5.
What's the lowest on those? 10?
10.
Okay. There you go. Get them for my wife. Hopefully she likes them. Thank you. Good luck with the sale. All right, we got the unexpected yard sale. Unexpected yard sale. I got a pair of shoes for Sammy and a pair of Crocs for Finn. They're a little big for her, but she can grow into them. For $5 for the Crocs was a crazy deal. It's sometimes weird what people value because these Crocs are much more valuable than these. But for 15 bucks for a pair of shoes for each of the girls, not a bad deal. And I found some good stuff in the trash, so it's a good day. I always do like the packaging. I'm a big fan of the safety orange. It just goes with the lifestyle. So, wow, this one comes with a little bag for the accessories. So that's a first. I did not Wow. This is a beautiful little design. This is really, really nice. This is the baby one. So if you want to break it down like my daughter Finn does, daddy, mama, baby. Or as she says, mama's the big dog, daddy the medium one, and baby Finn, the little one. She always likes to describe life in threes because our family is 3 people. And there's like these little mushrooms. The big one's mama mushroom, the medium one's daddy mushroom, and the little one is baby mushroom. Either way, that's totally off topic, but whew, this little guy right here, take the tape off. So this thing you could pretty much charge whatever you want as far as camera equipment, phones, stuff like that. This is for like the house. Like if your power goes out and you have this thing fully charged, you're good for a few days. You can charge a refrigerator off this. I use this one to charge my freezer cooler, and it lasts for multiple days in a row. So I can use it like a mini fridge in my shed on the road. I recently took a trip out to the Lebanon Speedway up in New York to film with my friend Dr. Danger. We filmed a whole racing video, which should be out pretty soon. But I took the HomePower 3000 with me, and it lasted the entire road trip, charging all my equipment and powering my ice cold freezer for the whole trip, all the way until I got home.
The Jackery is awesome. We're here at the racetrack. There's nowhere to plug in. We got all this exciting stuff going on. We got to cover it. We got to charge up batteries and stuff. That's what you need. When you're in a situation like this, you need a Jackery to keep all your equipment running.
Keep the fridge going, cold drinks, recharging the GoPro in between runs at the track. Very useful tool on the road. Would definitely recommend Jackery power boxes for an RV or van life experience. So it comes charged to 40%, but I'm basically gonna throw up the solar panel. So the solar panels are sold separately, but they plug into universally this, and all the Jackery boxes I've ever used. So let's bust out one of the solar panels and we'll charge up the little guy right now. Well, actually, first and foremost, let's see what we got in here. So we have the charger that goes to the wall, and this one you can charge from your car. And actually, if you wanted to get carried away, you could actually bring this one along. And if you had to leave your car for any distance of time, like say you had to go off into the woods and film something, or just, you know, go camping and leave your car behind, you could actually utilize this setup to charge from this to this and juice up your small box for the mini mission, keep your big box for the big mission. But yeah, let's get into this. I'm gonna put this away for now because I'm not gonna be using it. Alright, so we have it plugged into the Solar Saga 200, and the way I like to angle this is like on the half pipe, because it's kind of a great angle, and you can see, I don't know if you can see on film, but you can see in real life how well the sun hits it on this angle. So it's pumping in there pretty good. It charged up from 40% to 79% in about an hour, but I'm gonna bring this with me and I'm gonna hit the sesh. I'm gonna go film with this and I'm gonna use it to charge all my stuff. Actually, the very first thing I'll do here is, since my phone is one of my main tools I use, and it's on. I'm gonna use this to charge up everything today. I'm gonna take my e-bike to the Atlantic City Boardwalk, or Atlantic City Beach, and it'll be probably a different video where I feature the bike, but my plan is to try to learn wheelies on it today, and the beach is the softest place I can think of to do it. So we're loading up. I made it out here to Atlantic City. I want to show you guys how I'm utilizing the Jackery 300 today. This is the smallest of the Jackery boxes that I've ever had, and right now I have my phone plugged in and charging. I have this stabilizer gimbal, little gimbal that goes to the phone. So I put my phone on here and it's a crystal clear stable shot. And I have the battery charging for my Canon camera, which I can use to get, I filmed already with it today, just to get straight on shots. This films in full frame, full frame 4K. This is a monster, this camera. It's just a little shaky to try and film with, like doing action shots. So this is pretty much just a standstill shot that I use for my edits. And I have the battery charging for the Canon. I have also, okay, this is important, I also have my Vantrue dash cam plugged in here because the cigarette charger, what do you even call this? The charger in my car that you would normally plug this into is completely broken. Look at it. It doesn't work at all. So having that feature to have my dash cam plugged in is super nice. Not only does that film everything on the road, but it can film in the car. If anything happens while I'm not here, it'll capture anything going on in front of the car. So that's a good feature. And for a small production like this, this is a perfect little box to have. I could actually bring this with me pretty easily. I'm not going to today. Onto the beach, anywhere I go. This is a on-the-go power supply. This thing's absolutely beautiful. So the reason I think the Jackery boxes are so important in my day-to-day life is because it takes a lot of stress off of, first off, this little one right here takes a lot of stress off of having all my equipment charged before I leave to go on an adventure, to go on a trip, to go on a pick, anything I'm about to do, to go film for a brand, whatever that may be. I can just bring this with me, and then I'm relieved and I can charge all my stuff on the road. And having the bigger boxes, like the 3000 or the Explorer 1000, makes the picking so much easier because, so you find a lot of electronics out on the street. It's one of the main things people throw out. New electronics are always coming out, the updated version, the newer version, newer this, newer that, and more today than ever before. So people throw out old electronics all the time, but those old electronics still have value. So that big TV I picked up in this video, I sold it. I sold it for 20 bucks. Yeah, not a ton of money, but $20 cash.
So these are
What's this one?
27 inch. Yep. Or that might be
it might be big. It might be bigger.
Might be like a 22 inch.
Oh, only that? The 27's a heavy
27's
TV.
heavier than that. That's so I got my limits of what I can carry up and down the steps.
I was able to determine that stereo was not worth taking. I did end up selling the keyboard untested in the box the way it was. I didn't even have to test it because it was in such good condition. I sold that for 25 bucks. And it just makes life so much easier knowing if something is going to work right off the bat so that you don't have to haul it back to your house and then throw it out or get rid of it yourself. So I would suggest to anybody who's out picking, even at like garage sales or estate sales or maybe places that don't have power, if you're doing barn picks, if you're out in the country, bring a power box with you. Bring a power supply. I could have avoided so many situations like arguments with people like, does this work? This guy was asking if he could return a VCR that had been untested. It was listed as untested, and I kind of flipped on him for no reason, basically. But either way, he was being a dick. It got to me, and then I, kind of like yelled at him and just took the VCR back. But if I had the power supply with me, I could have avoided that situation so easily and just showed him, look, it works. So just bring these things with you. And if you're a YouTuber, like no matter what level, like a micro influencer, a micro YouTuber, these things are priceless to have on every single shoot, to charge your batteries, to charge your cameras, to charge your gimbal, to charge your phone, to charge your cooler. Like I'm about to go out to my friend's house, Leland, and go do some biking, some dirt biking later today. I'm going to be bringing this cooler with a bunch of cold drinks in it, and I'm just going to plug it into my Jackery, because how can you not? But that's the video for today. Like I said, I'll put everything in the description. And just support those who support us, if you will. Jackery's a great brand. You can buy them, you know, in stores as well as online. And I will share any discounts or links that I have underneath in the description, so check it out. And if you're here for the first time and you just randomly stumbled upon this video, please subscribe to the channel. I know this sounds really crazy, but 100,000 subscribers sounded crazy when I first said it too, because I was only at like 3,000. My goal on this channel is to get to 1 million subscribers. So every single person who hits that subscribe button and turns on those post notifications does help me out big time. So please do it if you can. Other than that, keep pushing everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
It's just you, me, and the odds. We stuck together, we two peas in a pod. You dealt a bad hand, I'm there seizing the cards. We'll never be separated till we see in the gods. We've been low together, high forever. Long as we go together, we'll die whenever. Be a light, couldn't let the darkness try you ever.